This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only. Anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, Ken Griffin is talking about the tariffs are a huge mistake and they're hurting the middle class. Let me tell you guys something, and this is just my opinion. Ken Griffin does not care about the middle class. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. He's been robbing and stealing from retail investors, pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules for years, and they have been giving him a pass. Okay? He has been allowed to do what he wants in our stock market with no real repercussion. He has been violating the rules for years, and all they do is they wait a couple of years, they give him a tiny fine, and then it's business as usual. Anybody else with the amount of fines that Citadel has would not be allowed to participate in that market anymore. But somehow, in the United States stock market, if you are a 1%er, you can rob and steal as much as you want, as long as once in a while you give a small percentage of your illegal gains to the government. And then the government practices willful blindness over the next couple of years when you rob and steal again. Ken Griffin is like a crook who's mad that another crook stole all the money before he got there. Okay? He does not care about the middle class. He does not care about retail investors. You know what Ken Griffin is mad about? Ken Griffin is mad because the tariffs and the volatility in the market is exposing the billions of counterfeit shares that Citadel has been selling into the market over the last 5 years, and he is being held to account. Well, not really him. Citadel is, because Ken Griffin is going to be okay because they're not going to go after him. Even though he's the head of the snake, they're not going to go after him. They're going to go after Citadel. Citadel is the one that's selling billions or probably trillions of dollars worth of shares that don't exist in order to manipulate the price of stocks. And the SEC knows what they're doing. The DOJ knows what they're doing. The FBI knows what they're doing. And they do absolutely nothing. How can you have hundreds of billions of shares sold, not yet purchased? And that is not market manipulation. Explain that to me. When the government knows that they're creating millions of dollars in shares that don't exist, which serve no other purpose than to dilute the shares of real shareholders. And they do this every single day. They rob and steal from retail investors, from pension funds, and institutions that follow the rules. And Ken Griffin is the head of the snake, in my opinion. So when he puts out these articles about it's hurting the middle class, he doesn't care about hurting the middle class. He doesn't care about us at all. All he's concerned with is surviving another day, because everything I'm seeing tells me that Citadel is hanging on by their fingernails. They're deeply in debt, and they, in my opinion, are going down. Okay? They are going down. And the more volatile the market is, the more dangerous it is for Ken Griffin and Citadel. Well, like I said before, not really Ken Griffin, because he gets his money off the top. Every time they sell a share, sold, not yet purchased, and they take that cash in, he gets a PC of that. He gets a percentage, and that goes into his fund. That's his money forever. It is Citadel Securities who's supposed to buy back those shares at a later date. And sooner or later, with the NWBO lawsuit, with the MULN lawsuit, with my lawsuit, we're going to get those blue sheets. We're going to get that trading history. And then the SEC, the DOJ, and the FBI are going to be shamed into doing their job. I just feel that they're going to let the big dogs off the hook and going to take some little small fry, some little minnow, and make him responsible. Anyway, Please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that Ken Griffin cares about hurting the middle class? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.